That was Rasheed Walker, Packers left tackle last week. They were 2-0, and they stepped on a rake in Cleveland and lost 13-10, blowing a 10-0 lead late in the game. Blocked field goal, 55-yarder from Andre Schmidt, and the Packers are now 2-1. It really was amazing. When I saw it flash across my Twitter feed last week, it's like, this isn't real. Is this real? And I never really looked into it because I thought it was just one of those things right now that we see that people are making that are just plausible enough to get your attention. But you're like, that's not real.
I can't believe I remember being in New England, and we had a couple starts where I think one year we might have went 10-0 to start. Like, we've had some of those. And I just remember every week Bill would come in and he'd be like, I'm just telling you guys, 3 wins isn't going to get us anything. 4 wins isn't. And it would just be harping on, like, let's not act like we've actually done something. So to hear a guy after just week 2 say, like, we got a shot to go undefeated. Again, I do think it was the hype of Micah coming. Then you go and you beat Detroit the way you did. Then you handle Washington at home on a Thursday night game. It's just like, man, we got time to think about this. Like, it's the most ridiculous thing, but sometimes it's good for the team. You go lose a game in Cleveland. Now you can just go play football. You have a new rallying cry. You can blame the media for how we hyped up what you said, and now you can go beat up on Dallas and get going again. So sometimes it helps you out in the long run. Just a dumb comment.
Well, and think about what happens. They get that trade from Mike. It still wasn't even 4 weeks ago that happened. And then you've got game a week after that, another game. And I think the adrenaline wears off at some point. Yeah. And it may be that simple that you can't ride that high for as long as you think. And at some point, you're going to take a step back. So the perfect trap game for the Packers was the Cleveland Browns because they probably thought they would just show up and beat them easily. Matt LaFleur, coach of the Packers, after the loss to the Cleveland Browns. Here he is from yesterday on any positives he can take away from the bad experience in Cleveland.
Well, I just think this league is such a week-to-week league, and you can never lose sight of that. And you can't take any moment, any game for granted. And the goal, and I've said it a million times to you guys, I don't think I've obviously said it enough to our team. The goal is to go 1-0 every week. And it pisses me off when we start talking about things outside of the next game. Things that are way down the road, like keep the focus on the present, on the now, and worry about getting better each and every day.
That 1-0 cliche, I think, popped up around 2013 with Pete Carroll's Seahawks. That's when I first kind of noticed that all we worried about is going 1-0 this week. And next week we want to go 1-0. And Rasheed Walker probably avoiding the coach's office or just any general area of where Matt LaFleur is this week. Like, because who's he pissed off at? LaFleur's pissed off at Rasheed Walker because he's the one who said it out loud.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And to remember, like, Rasheed Walker, he probably got asked this of, like, what he thinks the team can be now that they're undefeated, and he just rolled along.
All that matters is go 1-0. We're just trying to go 1-0 every week.
And again, I think LaFleur, I know that was a little bit of sarcasm, but it does make you as a coach probably didn't think he needed to address them possibly being undefeated because it was only 2 weeks in. But I think it's a good reminder as a coach, everybody has different mentalities, how they go about it of, I need to make sure our team knows any given Sunday we can lose. It's tough to win in this league. Like, I think that's going to be a reset button for him of how to address guys and what to do. And again, this is why it pays off sometimes to be in the NFL. You have to be a little bit of an a-hole. People have to understand what you need to do to go and win each week. It can't always be the good guy. Or, like, guys need to know, hey, I'm not just saying this isn't just lip service. Like, I can imagine right there, like in the Patriots locker, like Rasheed Walker might have got fined for that comment. Now, you would appeal it and do all of that, but just the thought of you saying that and the distraction it brings to the team is just terrible.
So let's rewind a decade to the year 2015 when the New England Patriots ultimately started off 10-0. After the second game of the season, when the Patriots beat the Buffalo Bills 40-32 in Buffalo, if you had said we could go undefeated this year, what would have happened?
Oh, the meeting room the next day would have been hilarious because Bill would have came in. We would have went over. Let's say I said that on a Monday, and we haven't been back together now. We come in on Wednesday, and we're getting ready for the next team. It would him start off talking about the last game and how we need to move on, and he would go something like, in other news, like, can we all Devin, can you just shut the up? And then he would go on a rant. He would read the quote, and legit, I've seen it would have been a 15-minute dissertation on what to and not to say to the media. He would say to you, let's do this all over again so we understand when the media asks us a question, we don't have to answer it the way they want. We can decide to answer a different question. And it would be on and on so everybody else got the message on what to do and what not to do.
And look, I don't know what Matt LaFleur is doing with his players, but he doesn't have the reputation for having everybody buttoned up to the point where they're scared of their own shadow. And Rasheed Walker said what he said last week. Did he go in the next day and do what you're saying Belichick would have done because he didn't get their attention before Sunday? It would have been a perfect opportunity to go in and get their attention.
Yep.
Hey, if anybody in this room thinks that this team is going to go 17-0, let me remind you of something. This is a week-to-week league, and any given Sunday we can be beaten. And if we walk into Cleveland after the high we've been on the last 3 weeks and we think that we can just show up and win, we're not going to win. So you better get your bricks together and be ready to go on Sunday. So I just wonder if it was an issue last week or if it wasn't something that was an issue until this week. We may never know. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.